It's Gazzers Lambretta Journey, part 6.
1990 came and went. So now it's 1991. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? And I built a Porsche 911 in my little garage. Okay, it was an FX model. Let's move on to this advert. Now it said it was an SX 150, but on close inspection when I got home, it was actually an SX 200 lowrider. My brother-in-law Spence came round and had a little play on it, and Jerry came round, who's actually the uncle of this guy, Gary Sharman, and I had a little sit on it too. What a very uncomfortable ride. So we might as well get some video as well. No, that's my GT550 Triple I restored. No, we need to get back on track. This one, there you go. There's Spencer trying to start. Yes, a typical Lambretta engine. But what we didn't know at the time, come on Spence, give it a little, go on, that's it. What we didn't know at the time was the choke was sticking. But we should have done with the plumes of smoke coming out of the back. Look at them pike nuts as well. That's very 80s-9. And look at the spark plug. Not the spark plug, you know, the thing that goes with it. And he's off! He's off! And he's... No, he's not off. He's definitely Spence. And here I am, giving it some... Look at that smoke coming out the back of that bloody well fresco. And here's the victory sign, because it's going... So there it is, in its glory. Let's strip the fucker now. Yep, it broke down too. Do you remember my LI Series 2 with an SX200 engine in it? Well, I want to do one a little bit like this from the 80s. So here we are, and we are off. No, not off on that bloody thing again. And look at the bloody smoke. No. Let's have a look. There's my little scooter, my SX200 lowrider in the little garage, waiting for the makeover. First thing was to take the engine out. Now, with engine out, obviously we now had a look at the black paint that covered the casing. That had to go as well. Then it's off to my little polishing shop. Whee! While I was polishing bits and pieces for this lowrider that's now not going to be a lowrider, stuff was coming in thick and fast. They heard I was in the scooter industry again, and Spence bought this, an LI Series 2 Lambretta. But look at the frame to the left. We'll get back to that later. Back in my polishing shop, I grinded and I buffed up, and I messed around with some leg shields and some other bits and pieces that I did, and reminisced over all my early stuff from 1980, 81 and 82, and then thought, where are the bands? And as luck would have it, the Selector were playing in the next town to myself, where I originally saw them with Madness, Specials, the Body Snatchers and a few other groups. So off I trotted one evening with my now wife and a former mod from the Boulevard in Alton Broad, Rhonda Knights. It was a great night out, but I felt a little bit disappointed because only 10 years earlier they would have filled that room. And now it was 2/3 empty, but I did have a good time. I did annoy Pauline Black with my little 8mm camera practically in her face. And there was Tracy, she sat at the bar, no video, but Tracy sat at the bar talking to the sax player from the beat. This is how informal it was, and it was a really good night. But it was time to get all our coats on, fuck off home, and get back onto the lowrider restoration. And that would be the last time I ever went to Tiffany's in Great Yarmouth. What a venue. Back in my little garage, I decided to spray the scooter a little creamy colour. So here's some of the bits and bobs. Rattle can, woohoo, here we come. And also the engine had a little bit of pimping too. So remember this frame? Well, this frame had the Gary Special. And yes, it's a creamy colour again. And don't judge, it looks a little bit too creamy coloured. But it's about to be transformed in a bit of a bling. Bling on, and then a bad hair day photo shoot. Gary's looking happy. Then another photo shoot outside my little garage. And then finally, the scooter's finished. And we're ready for a test run. And here we go. Let's hope that carburettor is still not sticking. So here it is in all its glory, finished, chrome plating, everything. Ignore the one in the background. And we're ready. And here I am on its first little maiden voyage down the same alley as it was when it was a little lowrider. Yes, it's running a bit rich. We did sort that one out later on. And here I am, I'm flexing my muscles as I'm pouring out all that blue smoke. And there we are again. Flex your muscles, Gary. And we're back to my little garage and passing my Morris Minor. And back in my garage to sort the lights out because they weren't working properly. And now we had part of the gang back together because we're off to see Madness at Wembley Arena in London.
Gary driving his Cavalier, that's our right. Oh, look at John! Those glasses are hideous, John.
What a night.
What do you reckon then?
What a night, Gary.
Unfucking believable.
Hold that a minute.
That's unbelievable,
I've
isn't
got a
it?
better one.
Is this hot?
Yeah,
Hang on.
Oh, cheers.
just right.
I'm just getting out of
Animal.
I've got a better one.
Oh yeah, we've been there. What do you reckon, Gary?
It's like crap. That was fantastic.
Bloody
Oh, where's the bloody tea gone?
Absolutely brilliant.
That was brilliant, that was.
Awesome! One step beyond!
Where's the nearest pub? It's only 11:30.
Yeah, Karen, Phil, get around in.
Also that year, Phil and I went to Milton Keynes Custom Show and we looked at a few scooters and there was the twin of all twin Lambrettas. Back in my little garage, there we're getting a little bit busy because Roy, my old mate, remember him? Yes, from the Wild Bunch days, decided to buy an SX185, which didn't come without its problems. So Roy got fucked off. Hello Roy, welcome to the world of Lambrettas. So I had a little play. It was an electrical fault at the end of the day. Yes, there's me on the floor with hair. And then I thought there was no GoPro back then and no footage of us on Lambrettas. So I put my 8mm camcorder on the side of my SX200. Yeah, that was a disaster, wasn't it? So the winter came and went and my polishing shop was on the move. No, not that move. Why do you keep putting me on that fucking motorbike? No, I was on the move to a motorcycle shop. That will be another story for another day. Because this is where I reacquaint myself with an SX 150 from 1980. Cool Gary back in his little garage. No, Gary, I'm not in my little garage today. I'm in my media room. So, Gary, we'll have a quick flick. Right. Here we are. So this will be in the next episode. Lots of footage that you're not seeing. So here's my little media room. Look. Oh, there I am. And, yeah, some of my inspiration and stuff. Got a TV on. There's all my t-shirts I use as props and stuff like this. Yeah. Anyway, that's my Gazzers news media. Back to you, Gary, on the other side. Now, the reason why we're in here, it's going to be easier for me to work from here. Oh, by the way, I have a news channel, Gazzers World Media. Check it out. We're a select little bunch. It's professionally done, but today it's easier today. Oh, we need a backdrop. There we go. So now we've got the backdrop. So I've been working on the Lambretta GP. What a nightmare. So here's a picture of one of my bar stools that I smashed up after I'd been so frustrated, which I never used to get in the 80s, on the floor working on the bloody Lambretta. And every time, oh, I need another spanner, or I need this, I need that, and I'm confined with space. You get the picture anyway. I used to have a bit of a temper, I have to say. Oh, and I can sit here and have a beer with you. Just bear with me, have a look at the graphics. Yeah, so while we're up here today, it's easier. So I'm going to have a look at the Rally Master. So let's have a quick look. I'm still trying to sort out where the Rally Master come from, so this next clip might actually progress as we go along. So here is a 1961 Rally Master. Predominantly the colours were red and black. Now, you could buy one of these machines for £172 and 15 and 7 shillings. But if you wanted the TV version, which was the 175, that was 193. So basically what they were trying to do was flick on a fairly cheap Series 2. Now it had to have the Spanish front mudguard, a bit like the Vespa, and then it did have sports style number plates, which is not shown on this particular photograph. Also dual seats, which is not shown on this particular photograph as well. So you had to have a sports style screen as well. And the instrument panel, that was another big one. So you had the stopwatch holder and everything. So basically it'll turn it into a sports style scooter, which is what I've got in my garage. Well, parts of one. So that was all I could find on the Rally Master. Now, I mentioned in my last episode my flight jacket. It's coming on. It looks like it's the right way, but now I've finished, I've done all the needlework myself. So I've now finished the back, which I'll show you a picture of the original. Okay, and then over the years when it was in my bedroom I messed around with it. So I did say, and we talked about youth in trousers, so that's on the inside. So when I flash you'll see that, and I've just got the other side to do. So that's coming along nicely. What else? There's not a lot else going on in my little garage. I will just mention music, because at the beginning I had a different piece of music, because in the early 90s it wasn't the same. I didn't really touch on it that much. I like my little intros, but it was, you know, there was no real ska music about, but it was nice that we saw the Selector and the Beat at Tiffany's in Great Yarmouth. That was a good night out. And then of course we went and saw Madness, and that was a good gig, but you weren't allowed to dance. You had to stand up in the arena, and you had to pay extra money if you wanted to get down front, and they had bouncers to stop you unless you had the band on and all that shit. So it was a bit disappointing for me. You can see the guys, they were quite, and girl, they were quite excited about it. In the next episode I'm going to mention another group. It was a local ska group called Last Orders, who I did the photographs for their album cover. Oh yeah, I was a professional photographer, I was, and I'll have a look at that. But that's realistically it in this episode. There's not a lot else going on, is there, in the early 90s? We were leading up to the Oasis and Blur at the beginning, you can hear in the background, but there weren't a lot going on. You still had UB40 regurgitating same old, you know, a bit like Red Wine, which was a brilliant track in the 80s, but it sort of just carried on into the 90s with the same old stuff, didn't it? There was no good films related to scootering. You had Fine Young Cannibals, late 80s. I neglected to mention them, and that was really it. It sort of got boring. And next year, which is coming up in the next episode, is 1992. This is where it got a bit exciting for me, because I did actually, I'm not going to mention where I got it and who from in this episode, but I picked up this SX150, which you saw in an earlier clip.
and that got quite exciting for me, and I've got a fair bit of footage of that, so I'm going to incorporate a little bit of that. So that's it. I'll be back to my garage. Shall we do a little bit in the garage? Oh, I've got my mate Les. He always comes in. He's my neighbour that helps in my news show. Yeah, we'll just quickly go to my garage and have a little look at what we've been doing to my other bloody GP Lambretta while I'm sitting on the floor, breaking bar stools and having not a jolly good time. Well, here we are downstairs. I've changed from that. I quite like that t-shirt. Just ride it, because a lot of people, as you know, these days don't ride. They don't at all. Now, we were looking at the Rally Master. This is, as you know, all intents and purposes, looking like a Rally Master. Anyway, I've mentioned before that these stripes are going to stay, but they'll be slightly ghosted. I haven't done anything, I have to admit, since the last time I spoke to you, because the focus has been on this. So last time it was on the floor here, wasn't it? So now it's all together, cables all linked in together. I've just got to take the petrol tank out because I didn't flush it, clean it and seal it, which we never used to do in the old days, did we? We never bothered, did we? You know, you get an old rusty scooter out of a garden, sling some petrol in it and off you go, and you like literally had that little filter inside the tank to hold all the rust away from the carb, and then every now and then you undo the carb and there'd be that little plastic nylon filter inside. So I'm going to do this properly. I've got a filter as well, a really good wide filter between the pipe and the carb. So she's nearly ready to fire up, really. I'm just hanging back because I've just got to do some electrics on it. Electrics is not my thing, I have to say. Oh, I'm going to take the piss out of these guys. If you're into the Shed Tune guys, look at one of their latest videos. They take the piss out of me. Here we are on what... I'm not like that, am I? I'm going to mention this. Well, I don't mention this because it's a Vespa and it's not my Lambretta journey. But this is part of my scooter journey. This is nearly 3 years old. I bought it brand new. PM tune pipe. Had a new tyre put on yesterday. Thanks to Alex. Give me a hand. What a pain that was trying to get all that off. So the guys at Auckland Vespa had really over tightened everything. It took a fucking ages to get off. That was just too excessively tight. I don't own a car. I literally don't own a car. That's my day. I ain't owned a car for 12 years. This is my daily ride to work and back on the motorway every single day. Yes, I got a fluoro jacket, but it goes on the inside of my main jacket. You'll never see me wearing a bloody fluoro jacket. So anyway, that's that part of things. Now, bear with me. I'm on my GoPro 360 today. I can be a clever bunny with all this stuff, you know. So I'm on my GoPro 360. Did I not say I've now finished? The back's finished, which, as you know, is that picture up there. So I took a photo, had it put on some fabric. That's all done, and I've done one half of the other side. So Youth in Fights drop trousers, and I discussed, did I not, that I got it wrong, didn't I? That I actually said Suffolk Constabulary. From going the wrong way down in one way. It wasn't, it was actually breach of the peace, and it's actually related to Youth in Fight drops trousers, and explains that. So now that's going to go, I did it all myself, I've done all of it myself. So this will now be stitched down that side as well, so I'll have the other side related to it, and obviously here's me and Crispy. Do you know what I fucking hated back in the day? It says neat and simple. I'll show you, because in the 90s we didn't really get that. Where is it? Nice when you stop. That was motorcycle news. Fuck them. They just didn't understand how nice when you stop. So I did a review on it. I bought a brand new one of them. Fuck them. Also in the 90s what we didn't get is lots of this. These are all my originals. Peter and Test Tube Babies. I'll mention him. Just a pisshead. I saw them at the gala, really good, live band, no two ways, and I saw them again in 2006 in Auckland, New Zealand. Still as good, big fat lump, but he was still really good, him and his other main man. But I met him in 1982. I was going out with this skinhead girl, and she knew some of the local guys who are in a band called ABH. Sort of punky, oi, skinhead stuff. Anyway, he turned up. So someone saying, hey, he's coming along. So this van turned up, and out came him, absolutely pissed as a fucking newt. He literally was trying to hang on to the side of the van because he couldn't even fucking stand up straight. And I thought, what a fucking twat. You know, come on, guys. And I won't mention the 18-year-old he was trying to get off with when he was in Auckland in 2000. That was pretty... Everyone could blatantly see on stage. That was not good. So a bit of a dick, but I still listen to some of the music. And then there's the Oi backlash, which, you know, us in the 80s. But in the 90s, there wasn't a lot going on. As I said, UB40 still drudging out that same old stuff. But this band... I'm going to mention them in the next episode, along with the inlay and everything, because I took all the photos for that, and they're a really good ska band back in the day. So that's it, realistically. There's some bits and pieces, I'll throw it out. Also, if you're into Duncan and Gary's Sunday Workshop, we've now got some stickers. I thought I'd just plug that as well. Well, I've done the news show, haven't I? So literally that is it. That's the main feature next time. An SX150 that I picked up from the cop shop. That will be in the intro part, you know, my little funnies I do on here. So that will be at the intro, how I came about it, and then what I did with it, who previously owned it. And that's it. And I'll give you a quick preview because that's how it ended up. But you're not seeing any more than that. So that's it, this episode. Look out for episode 7. I've got some ideas, as I said. I'm now going to go through some other stuff. I've got a lot more videos as well from 1992. And that's it. So, well, let's say ta-tas, shall we? And I'll leave you looking at a race picture of me. Oh, yeah, it's on a Vespa. Oh.
Look out for Gazzers Lambretta Journey, part 7.